All right, starting early. Oh wait, I'm getting like feedback noise. Oh crap, where is it? Okay, there, it's better. Oh, but I lost my screen. So yeah, we started early because Mason has to leave soon. And we're kind of starting an hour early or an hour late. I don't even know. The time change is so weird. And they talked about here in the U.S. that they were going to do away with the time change. Like it actually passed part of Congress. I might have passed both the House and the Senate, and it had to be signed. But for some reason, they switched it to, or if it goes through, it's switched so that we stay on daylight saving time forever, which I think is bizarre. Why wouldn't you stay on standard time? Oh, okay. Dwayne says that it passed the House. So I have this thing so I can pop up things, but since the chat shows up, that seems a little bit redundant. So if I don't pop up your text or your message, please don't be offended, because if we can see it right there, it's, right there. Anyway, yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Okay, it has to pass the House. And I don't even know if it's a partisan issue. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I just don't like the idea of us being on the like adjusted time forever. I think that's weird. Why wouldn't we be on standard time and have that be the, wait for it, standard? But I don't know. If it does go through, apparently, I mean, I believe, Dwayne, it has to go through the House, and then the president would have to sign it. If that were to go through, then this would be it forever. We would stay on daylight saving time forever, which is really bizarre because there are a handful of places here in the U.S. that never switch to daylight saving time. They are always on standard time, like Arizona never switches. I don't know if Indiana does anymore or not. It's so bizarre. Yeah, Scott just said, yeah, Arizona doesn't do daylight saving. I think, I don't remember if Indiana, I think it's Indiana that doesn't. It's funny, like in Arizona, like one of the indigenous tribes does do daylight saving, but then there's like a small section inside there, like the Hopi reservation does not. And if you just got to watch the CGP Grey video on daylight saving, it's pretty amazing. Hey Boris, how's it going? Yeah, it's Indiana used to, they do switch now. All right. Fair enough. I don't know. I hope it goes away, but I kind of hope it doesn't. I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I mean, I don't care if it's early or late or whatever. I just don't want it to switch. I think it's silly that it switches. Maybe at some point it made sense, but that time is long since passed. This is a bad new flavor of LaCroix for me. I haven't had it before. It's cherry blossom. It's pretty good. Do you want to know what's stupid good? And it shouldn't be. I don't really care for like just lemon flavored things. I like lemon, but I don't like lemon stuff. But limoncello, like named after the drink. This is really, really good. It's almost like a creamy lemon bar in a can. Anyway, enough about drinks. Apparently, this is now an episode of Drink Stuff with Sean. Yeah, the daylight saving time always messes me up. And then the day before that, I had a horrible bout of insomnia. Like I fell asleep. We went to bed kind of late. Fell asleep about midnight, maybe 11 or midnight. And I woke up at 2 a.m. Could not go back to sleep. There was not a chance in heck I was going to be able to go back to sleep. And so I was up all day. Oh, I should mute that. Sorry. That's the sound that happens when I get email. There, I'll mute it. So now I won't get any more sounds. So if I get a text message, well, it's a different computer, but I should mute that too. Hold on. Mute. There. All right. No sounds should have come out now. So, yeah. What is going on with everybody? Let's see. We're just getting home. We were just getting home. I went to concert last night. And now we're east of us. Oh, we were, let's see, last night. So my wife works. I'm still tired. I haven't caught up on sleep. My wife works 4 10-hour days and then has 3 days off. So she works Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 hours each day. And then she has, like this is her first day off, and she has tomorrow and the next day off. So our schedule during those 4 work days is she doesn't start work until 9:30. So it makes for a kind of a late night. She's not done at work until 7:30. And so, we come home, have a late dinner, and then, that's about it, right? Then she reads. She reads a lot now, which is awesome. She will read. Maybe we'll watch a TV show. Maybe just enough to get ready and go to bed. And then, she reads in bed as well. I have a difficult time that time of night reading, paying attention to books. But has liked the stream. Oh, that's a neat notification. Did noise pop up when that happened? I didn't even know that was set up. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, and so, yeah, we got to bed about 11, and then I woke up at 2, and I just could not go back to sleep. I don't know. I think I'm excited about the Tux Droid. Did everybody see my tweets or mentions or whatever about the Tux Droid? Okay. Should I play the video? I'll play the video. How do I play the video? I think I can add a video. Add a source. I can add a local video. All right, do you guys want to see it's... You have to remember, this was made a long time ago. And let's see, is that in here? This was back before YouTube got more streamlined and videos got better. Anyway, it's a little bit of a boring video, but I'm going to play it just because. So this is the Tux Droid, and I'll talk about it a little bit after the fact. Let me see, did I miss anything? All right, let's see. I think, can I put it on screen?
From the darkest, coldest spots in Antarctica, and also from an assembly line somewhere in China, we have the Tux Droid.
Tiny.
Hello.
Okay.
Don't let his calm exterior fool you. This is the most feared mascot in all of computerdom. Just look into his glowing blue eyes and be afraid.
You're watching the Linux Journal podcast, your source for product information for Linux and the open source community.
That's Donna, by the way. That's Donna talking.
Hi there. As you can see, my guest host today is actually Tux himself. This is the Tux Droid, available from kaiso.com. He does a lot of neat things. We're going to look at a couple of them right now. For example, he will tell us the weather in Houston.
Weather. Tomorrow weather. Mostly cloudy. The temperature will be between 47 and 7. Back to manager.
He doesn't do things quite right all the time, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. He also does this light monitor thing. Where he can...
Monitor. I think the light is coming from this direction. CPU. Oh, I found the light. Back to manager.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't work that great. We'll try it again, maybe it'll work.
Light monitor. CPU overload. Seeing more light over here. CPU. Oh, wait, even lighter here. CPU overload.
CPU overload.
Or here. CPU overload. I think the light is coming from this direction.
I don't know what I'm looking at in the video, to be honest.
Well, he actually did get that right. The light is over in that direction, and he found it. Although the CPU overload and kind of stuttering words is kind of a common occurrence with the Tux Droid. I really wanted to play with this thing bad. As you can tell, I mean, he's the Tux, he's on your desk. Let's look at some of the things that he offers, and then I'll talk about kind of my opinion on if he's ready for the prime time or not. Okay, so check him out close up. The Tux Droid actually consists of two hardware pieces. The first one is this little USB connected fish friend, the fish dongle, the USB fish, whatever you want to call him. He has glowing blue eyes just like Tux, but this is the way that Tux actually connects to your computer. The USB cord goes in the fish's mouth, and then this is a wireless transmitter and receiver that connects with Tux himself. So that's all the fish does. You also use him for programming the Tux. There's a connector down there, but that's actually the wireless base station, if you will, specifically for the Tux Droid. Now the Tux Droid itself has a bunch of little sensors. It has a button on top that you can program to do things. Each flapping wing is a button that you can program to do things. On the bottom he has these wheels. You saw him earlier twirling back and forth or twirling around in circles. That's how he does that. His eyes glow. His eyes can blink. They can be controlled with the software. His mouth opens. He has a microphone. He has speakers. He has a light sensor, like you saw earlier. On the back, he has connectors for microphone or for audio in, audio out. He has a little spot down here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where the power cord goes in to charge the rechargeable batteries that come with them. And then, of course, there is the power switch right here.
Hello.
That brings him to life. So anyway, that's the Tux Droid close up, some of the features that he offers. Regarding how he works, we're going to look at that next, but I just wanted to give you the close up of the Tux Droid himself. So anyway, that's him, that's his little fishy friend, and now let's see what he can do. Tux comes with a bunch of things that you can do with him when you take him out of the box. You go to the website, you download the driver, install it on your Linux computer, and it goes really well. You can do things like use Tux to get weather, or use Tux to check your Gmail, or use Tux to read some of the RSS feeds that you might want to look at, or even check his own battery. I found that most of the gadgets that it comes with, they're called gadgets that you download from their site, they don't tend to work that great. The only thing that worked for me automated was to get Tux to announce the time every 15 minutes. That did work. But to get the weather every so often, he'll cut off halfway through. Sometimes he doesn't say anything. Sometimes he just says CPU overload. I don't know. I really, really want this guy to do a lot of stuff out of the box. Watching the video on their website, they can get him to work with Skype, where you press his wings and he does all kinds of going through the menu. I couldn't get that to happen. He does some neat things, and he'll do text-to-speech so that you can hear him talk. However, unless you're a programmer, it's going to be hard to get this thing to really be awesome. So he looks cool. The glowing eyes are a little bit scary. Out of the box, it costs about 99 euros, which works out to be just under 150 US dollars. And I think that maybe once development takes place and there's some more applications that are stable, he'll be a good investment. Right now, I think he's more of a conversation piece than anything, because I can't get him to do the things on my desk I expect him to do. So that's the Tux Droid. He's a pretty neat little guy to have on your desk. There's a lot of bugs that need to be worked out. Some of them could be in my hardware unit, but I think that a lot of it's the software. Again, if you want him to do more than just the standard things we looked at, you're going to need to be a programmer to get him to do the custom things. There's a demonstration video on their website. I couldn't make him do half the things that the demonstration video shows. But again, I'm not a programmer. I just really like the idea of Tux on my desk talking to me. So anyway, apart from the glowing, scary blue eyes, he's a really neat addition to your desk, and if you're a programmer, you might really get into making him do some cool things. So anyway, see you next time, and I hope that you have a great week.
You guys, the only reason my eyes glow is because I'm afraid of the dark. Why do you leave me alone in the dark? Anyway, I want to say thank you for watching my review. Be sure to visit linuxjournal.com and talk about me in the comment section. Did you have a Tux Droid? Tell us about it. We'd love to hear about your experiences. Be sure to bring me a fish, though, because I really love fish.
Anyway, so that is the Tux Droid. And the cool part is, so I really did like him, and he didn't work well for me. That was version 1. They actually came out with the version 2 that I imagine was a little bit better. But the really cool part is there's somebody in Amsterdam who also liked the Tux Droid. The company went out of business like in 2010, I think, 2009, 2010. and there were stock of the Tux Droids just sitting somewhere. Anyway, this guy in Amsterdam bought the entire lot of all the old new stock or whatever it is, and he is selling them as they are from the store in Amsterdam, which is so cool. And it was during sale. There's actually a coupon if you go to the website. It's tuxdroids.com. If you go there, there's like a 25% off code or whatever you can do. But even cooler, I bought some, I have to admit, because if you got two, you got the same shipping as one. So I ordered two. And pardon me, getting a little excited. In the message when I bought it, I'm like, I'm so excited. I wanted to keep the review unit. I wasn't allowed to. I hope I can get it working again. I'm super excited. And I got another one. So maybe I can do a giveaway on my YouTube channel or something. If we get it, if I can get it working and do a giveaway. The owner, the guy who bought all the stock and he's selling them, contacted me, and I haven't emailed him back. I just got the email. Maybe he's watching. If so, hey, and he agreed to work with me to possibly supply giveaway Tux Droid. So there may be a giveaway in the future, in the near future. I want to see how well it works. I don't want to like, oh, this is going to be so cool, and then like do a giveaway and somebody gets it and it's useless, because there were issues when they were released. It was 32-bit only. There was, there's limitations, and the company went out of business. There's like not a really active, but there's a couple communities that built up around them that sort of died off. There are some places you can still get some updated software. I'm excited to try it out. And once I do, if it's like a fun thing, then we'll do some sort of giveaway. I have to figure out how to do the giveaway. And if anybody has thoughts on how to make it like exciting and fun and get more people involved and stuff, let me know, either like now or in Discord, or email me or something, because the idea of giving away a Tux Droid sounds like a lot of fun to me. And yeah, if I can't get it working, then I may like Boris, exactly, an ESP 32. Oh, I'm not on the right screen, I'm sorry. There we go. Oh, I saw. Hi, Carol Elaine. I only noticed you when I popped up the screen thing. So hello. Caroline is a friend of mine. So from a long time ago. She showed me the Hollywood sign. And yeah, it's been a long time. We're getting old, but like a fine wine, we're improving with age, right? Anyway, yeah, if I can't get the Tux Droid to work right, I probably do want to just like put some guts inside of it and get it to work with Home Assistant, maybe using, what is that thing in Home Assistant? They have like a voice recognition thing. Rhapsody, is that what it is? Something like Rhapsody or something. And I would love to get Tux be the like avatar of my house. I just think that would be cool. It'd be kind of like Jibo, right? I still have the Jibo that's downstairs, and it works off and on, but it doesn't connect to anything. There's not an open API, whereas with Tux, it's very open, and so one way or another, he's going to do awesome stuff. So anyway, yeah, ChatGPT API worries me, not because of like concerns about AI or anything. What worries me about ChatGPT is that it's still free, and so many people are building so many products around it. It's not going to be free forever. And then, if somebody has built up their stuff around it, then they have to start charging. A friend of mine, I won't say who it was, contacted me about like incorporating ChatGPT into their business. And he was like, oh, should I do this? What do you think? And I'm like, well, I mean, it might be useful, but just know that at some point, if you have your business rely on this and you don't know what the pricing is going to look like or the usability is going to look like, that's a scary endeavor. So anyway, yeah, I am getting old. Dwayne, glad I looked back at that one. I do not have a Ring doorbell. How dare you accuse me of having a Ring doorbell? That is the one that got like super, like that was like really creepily hacked, or that people were like looking at, like the company was looking at people's video, right? If that was all I was talking about, I wasn't really upset. Mine is I have a Ubiquity doorbell. All the stuff is local here. So Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised it is still free too. That's the thing. It worries me. Like the longer it's free, the more and more people start building financially backed products around it. I just don't know when the rug is going to get pulled out. So anyway, my son discovered ChatGPT and writing history reports. Yeah, I know. It's fascinating technology. It is. You know, I've talked about it in several podcasts. We talked about it. I think we talked about it in Floss Weekly. We've talked about it multiple times on Reality 2.0. And yeah, that is very true. You know, when the alternative to getting old is to not age anymore, and I only know one way that happens, and I'd like to avoid that as long as possible. In fact, I jokingly tell, like Donna, my wife Donna, or whom, if I'm talking about like making healthy choices, I say I want to get really old someday, and that's my continuous goal. But yeah, ChatGPT, we're continual beta testers, and I just one of these days it's just gonna all of a sudden like, hey, if you want to keep using the API, there's a big fee, and I'm surprised people aren't more gun shy about the potential for API fees with what happened with Twitter, right? I mean, how many companies are now out of business? Like the people who did the Mastodon client, Ivory. What was it? Tweetbot, was that their client for a long time? They had to shutter the company because they could no longer use the Twitter API for a business that was their livelihood for the past decade plus. So I don't know why people aren't a little more gun shy about ChatGPT, because I just see the writing on the wall there. But anyway, part of the beta for Ring, and I think that probably the technology and stuff was fine. I mean, it's cloud based, which, as long as you know that going in, that's fine. But I think something creepy happened there. I don't remember what exactly. I think something creepy happened. They need power for information, free prompts. Users provide them more or less. Use the model right. Maybe there will be like a free version that people can use commercially. I don't know. Again, Twitter has just made me gun shy with what am I doing here? I can't stop popping up things there. Yeah, I don't know. I worry about access to APIs because it's not open, right? I mean, ChatGPT even is free right now, but it's not free as in freedom free. So I'm just waiting. And Boris, yeah, I mean, how much did Microsoft pay? And they didn't even fully buy. Who are the people that do ChatGPT? I forget the name of the company. OpenAI. See the word open in the name, but they're not open. I think they spent like $1 billion, but they don't own it. I think they just bought like a portion of OpenAPI. I don't know, 10 billion. Okay, so I mean, yeah, invest that much money, you're gonna make a profit, and how you make that profit is by people paying money. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but I advised my friend that if he was going to start putting resources, specifically financial resources, and then his company, and have it rely on ChatGPT, just to be prepared for things to drastically change. So anyway, yeah, all that money, yeah, like Boris was saying, they don't own OpenAPI, and that's what I thought. I thought at first. In fact, the initial reports were that Microsoft bought OpenAPI or OpenAI. But I think that's just because the amount of money, the people who were reporting assumed that they had purchased it, but they didn't. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen, right? Probably even Microsoft doesn't even know what's going to happen. And I don't even know how much of did you read the weird exchange between the reporter and what did Microsoft codename the chatbot for Bing? Chelsea? No, something. I can't remember what they named it. But anyway, I had a conversation with the chatbot where it like declared its love for him and said that he didn't really love his wife and all that stuff. I just wonder how much of that kind of stuff was just to get more press versus the algorithm really kind of jumping the shark there. I don't know. And it's all so closed, you really have no idea. So I don't think this is the AI of science fiction concern. You know, I don't see this as a close to sentient kind of thing. It just has a data set that it's, you know, using intelligently. It's awesome technology, but it doesn't scare me other than people are building their businesses around it now and without knowing what the future will hold. So anyway, again, Boris is just continually expressing my concerns for all the people who are, I mean, literally startups based around the use of ChatGPT. That's just terrifying. Why would you? I mean, I guess all startup and like investors, it's all gambling. So maybe just gambling that once the how it's going to work is released, you'll be above, you know, ahead of the curve. I guess I get that, but ooh. The friend who contacted me has an established, successful business, and I'm like, you know, he's obviously not somebody who is going to foolishly put all of his eggs into an unknown basket. But he hadn't thought about the implications of it not just being a free resource forever. So, anywho, yeah. What else is going on? So my giant green head. Did anybody see my giant green head? I wonder if I have can I get a picture? Can I do a picture? No, maybe just local video. I can probably pull it up on screen. How do I get rid of this? Remove source. There we go. It's on it's literally the thumbnail for this video was my giant green head that's at scale right now. My friends took it there, which is just so cool. Pardon me. And yesterday, Kyle Rankin, who was on Floss Weekly with me a couple weeks ago, was giving a presentation on open firmware. He works for Purism, which is a hardware manufacturer, and so he was talking about like actually open firmware. And I watched via Livestream from my house, and then Catherine Druckman, she works for Intel. She's a friend of mine from back in the Linux Journal days, as is Kyle. Her and Bill Childers, another friend back from the Linux Journal days, were there. Anyway, held up my giant green head and let me ask a question over cell phone to Kyle after he gave his presentation. So I was in Michigan, they're in Southern California, and I got to ask my question, and he answered. So that was kind of fun. It was nice for them to include me, and I got some pictures like Rob. I don't think Rob's here right now, but got a picture of my giant green head and him at scale. It was fun. I love silliness, and it was fun. Hello, Addie. Welcome. If you are not in a daylight savings time changing place, today I expect people to be like, well, what the heck? Why is it a different time? Well, it's, because apparently the Earth stopped for an hour, but only in some parts of the world. Or maybe it's sped up. I don't even know. But anyway. Did I miss anything else? No. All right. A Funko Pop toy of me. Wow. For the very first time, so my hair has been green. I don't know when I blogged about it. So if you go to snar.co/green, you'll see the date on the blog post. But I dyed it green then. I had to re-dye it, and then maybe a third time. And then this last time I didn't do as much. I did mainly the top and then left the top long, and I didn't shower today. So that's why I look kind of like a wreck. But this is the first time that my wife said that she liked it. So I think I get to stay green for at least a while longer. I can't really imagine myself without green hair these days. So how long does the green last, or how long does the daylight savings time last? If you mean the green, It depends on if I trim my hair. My hair doesn't grow all that fast, but it doesn't wash out. It's supposed to be semi-permanent, but it actually doesn't wash out. It'll fade over time. If you look at like past videos over the past months or whatever, you'll see at certain times my hair is less pronounced green, but it doesn't ever really go away in my hair. So that's interesting. I do bleach it and then dye it, so it, gets super green. But I don't know. It grows out before the dye goes away. I probably, if I like diligently tried to wash it out, it would eventually come out before it grew out. But I only normally wash my hair. I don't like aggressively try to get the color out. So anyway, good money for a Funko Pop of me. That's funny. So if I ever get a tax return, I might get a 3D printer this year. I could design at least a figure. It wouldn't be a Funko Pop, but it could be I wonder if we could make can you 3D print a bobblehead? I might have to look at that. I could 3D print my own bobblehead. That would be interesting. And have like somebody paint it like in my family. Have to look into that. That would be fun. They might not be Funko Pops. They would just be, because that's, trademarked. But anyway, it would also give me a reason to have the 3D printer. I just really want the 3D printer to like make enclosures for little projects. Like, so if you've been watching my live streams or videos, actually, see, I don't know what the deal is with my motion detector. It's not as sensitive as it used to be, and I just put fresh batteries in it. But my lights will go off in the middle of a video. Like I'm doing a podcast. I think last week during the live stream, my lights went out, and they make this presence sensor. It uses like really high frequency microwave stuff instead of just like these standard PIR are just infrared motion detectors, but somehow the presence sensors actually detect a human even if the person doesn't move. I don't know how they work exactly, but I say all that to say I want to make a couple of those, and if I do, I want to be able to put it inside a little enclosure, and you can almost always find or design. I'd be better at finding, I think, like plans to print a little enclosure for those. So anyway, that's one of the things. And I'm curious why not. Let me see catch up to make sure I didn't miss the answer. Don't go into the sun for my hair. Yeah, no worries. If I go into the sun, I turn beet red. I'm not. The sun is not friendly to me. The green is it's pretty bright green. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like the bright green. I don't want to change it. An ender though. Why? So why not? I'm curious, Boris, too. And you just answered. I'll get the good printer. Oh, so yeah, I guess maybe it's not the case. So I wanted to get. I talked about it last week, in fact. And I even posted a link to my Amazon wish list, not because I wanted somebody to buy me stuff, but just to show the exact ones I wanted to see. After the live stream, I did more research. And while I was going to get the Ender 3 version 2 Neo, I'm leaning really heavily toward the S1 Pro now. It just comes with a lot of the upgrades already. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for is the, I think the Ender, I don't know, it's an Ender, I think it's just S1 Pro. I think it's Ender S1 Pro. Oh, you have the Ender 5 Pro, and does that one still cause issues? Because that's even a newer one than I was thinking, or higher end one than I was thinking. Santiago, there's you can print bubble heads in the Instructables website. I have to look at that because, if I do get a printer, I need stuff to make, and that would be super fun. That would be so much fun. I could print my own merch. And like all the other merch, I just have piles of it around because while I find them amusing, I'm not exactly a big salesperson. So I have lots of merch. I have a closet full of Spot plushies that I had ordered way, way too early. Anyway. Constant issues. That is, oh, hold on. That is frustrating. Yes, 3D printer is what we're talking about, Mason, or what I'm talking about. The Ender S1 Pro is the one I'm looking at right now. The Ender S1 Pro. And all right, and it was better. The Prusa was that much better. I know they're more expensive. They're kind of like the premium whatever. But I've heard good things about at least the S1. I'm not, I probably can't spend that much on it. And I know Scott was talking about in fact, he just mentioned it. Yeah, you can get refurbished ones on Comgrow. I'm hesitant. Half the reviews are great. Half of them are like 1-star reviews. I don't even know what to think in situations like that. So anyway, love one. Are they expensive to run? Hold on. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, the spools of media. I don't remember. There's probably filaments. That's the word. There's so many different kinds. Like PLA is the standard one, but then you can also get like I found a website that explained like 10 different varieties. You can print all the way from nylon to just so many different things, and it's a little confusing. I did learn though that PLA is the standard, usually the easiest one to use. You can get ones that are like silk and kind of like shiny, so it looks a little metallic. I think the PLA is easily paintable, so that's what I was thinking. Like if I did something, I would want them to be paintable, because trying to print with multiple colors is really a challenge. As far as I know, I don't know anything about. I've never used a 3D printer in my life. But I know I was talking about Kyle Rankin earlier. He has had 3D printers since before it was cool. And he's printed so many things. I should talk to him about filament types. And as far as how expensive they are, Mason, I don't know that, because I don't know how. I mean, I know you can get a kilogram spool of filament for like, $25, but I have no idea, like, what is that as far as like end products go. I have no idea. And I know the answer is, well, it depends on how big the things are, of course, but I don't have a practical feeling for how long something lasts, and how much of the filament it takes to print stuff. All right, Boris, they're not expensive to run. That's encouraging. Ender 5 Pro seems, so, okay, maybe I have them backwards then. The Ender 5 I assumed was better than the Ender S1. The Ender 3 version 2 Neo was the one I was going to get. And it was cheaper than the Ender S1 Pro. But the Ender S1 Pro has like the direct metal something without the Teflon tube. There's so many things I don't know. Okay, the Ender 5 is larger. Got it. Okay. Hi, Lewis. Sorry about the time. It's probably a different time for you over there. A lot of the people here are like, why is it early? And, because the Earth turned faster in my part of the planet, I guess, for an hour. Daylight savings time. So, yeah, I don't know. If I get one, I will play with a printer and share my thoughts. But I cannot possibly get one until I get a tax return back, and now that was put under manual review, so that's great. Mason, yeah, that was whew. And you know what? I thought I was going to crash and fall asleep and take a nap. I mean, it was Saturday, so I'm like, oh, it's perfect. I'll just take a nap in the middle of the day. Nope. I did not sleep one wink. I tried, and I just could not do it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much anybody. And let's see who's here. If Carol is still here, she can attest. That's pretty much the video of me with insomnia is kind of what I'm like in real life. Not all the time, but yeah, I'm not fake on video. So yeah, I thought about the Ender. The S1 Pro has the option to add a laser engraver / cutter, usually engraver. It's just a diode laser, I think. I also don't have. All right, Mason, and you tested out the thing for me. That's so cool. I haven't. What was I talking about? The laser engraver. I don't know how difficult it is to swap out the extruder for the laser, and so, yeah, I don't know how practical it is to have one machine do both, or if switching back and forth is a pain in the butt. Because also on my Amazon wish list, which I don't have a link to it again, and I hate sharing a link to a wish list because it sounds like I'm asking for stuff, but there was a laser engraver that I do want to get at some point. It is a separate device, but it's not terribly expensive, and it's I just think it would be fun to do that. I just don't know how difficult it is to swap out. Like if I were to get the S1 Pro, I could just get the laser thing. And if it uses the same software, if you have to recalibrate it every time, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't have one. So I just got to get one so I can answer those questions, right? So when somebody says, I just want to get the laser add-on, I can say, it's such a great idea to get the laser cutter for your 3D printer. Or I could say, oh, you don't want to do that. It's so much work. I don't know the answer. So it'd be nice if I did. Sadly, Scott, this is fully medicated me. It doesn't get any better than this as far as focus goes. This is fully focused Sean. I am midway through my my ADHD medicine for the day. So this is peak performance me. Very old Prusa. I don't know if Prusa is how you say the printer, but that's I've seen that a lot. That's what Lewis has, a clone of that. Off topic. Off topic is always welcome. We're gonna play little Metal Slug games on the Neo Geo. Oh yeah, the Neo Geo. Man, what? I mean, I know MAME will do that. I played Metal Slug, like the old arcade Neo Geo. You mean the arcade Neo Geo, not like the home system, right? I just used MAME for that. And I had it, and that was fun. I think MAME will do all of the old Neo Geo arcade games, if that's what you're talking about. I also have like a little tiny Neo Geo. Neo Geo had a home console that also, I think it's Neo Geo, but wasn't there like a computer portion of it too, or like two systems that were kind of like the same? There was some weirdness with a Neo Geo thing that you could take home. All right. Do I know about the thing named YouTube tutorials? Oh, yeah. Oh, I've seen a lot of YouTube stuff, but the thing about a lot of stuff with like 3D printers and stuff on YouTube is most people who make those videos, I think correctly or safely assume that the person watching has ever seen or touched a 3D printer in real life. And I just have no idea what I'm talking about. So I just want to get one to play with it. And Lewis, you're right about laser cutters and engravers. Really bad for your eyes. You definitely have to wear eye protection when you do them. A lot of them now, unfortunately not the one on my wish list, but a lot of them will have a full enclosure. It's like a full enclosure, so it blocks you from the laser light while it's doing its engraving. So that's nice. Otherwise, yeah, glasses, because you really can damage your eyes. There's no question about that. Oh, Mary, this is my sister, everyone. Hello, Mary. This is my little sister. I used to drag her around in a sleeping bag. Or was that Tia, my other sister? Maybe both of you. Maybe I dragged you both around in a sleeping bag. Anyway, this is my sister Mary, who had a question. I didn't even look at the question. Any chance you want to check out a 3D pen while you wait for Texas? I've seen those 3D pens. No, I'm not patient enough for a 3D pen, but I've seen them. They're kind of interesting. Like, Mary, are you talking about the ones where like it's like the plastic extrusion, but like people like go like and they're like web over something or that kind of a thing? Because I've seen those and they look good. I don't think that I could make it work right, and I wonder if they're as cool as they seem in those videos, because I don't know. Dwayne, yeah, the Folgers coffee. Oh, man. I have become a coffee snob in my getting old age. I am a coffee snob now. I do like it's no secret. I'm a fanboy of the Green brothers, John Green and Hank Green. Their awesome coffee club. Their light roast Calypso is really good. It is, and like I said, I'm horribly fussy about such things, but their light roast is really good. I also get regular deliveries from a fairly local roaster. I'm in Petoskey. They're in Traverse City, about an hour and a half south of me. They're a great company, Higher Grounds Trading, and they work with the individual farmers and stuff to pay above the fair rates and make sure that everybody in the whole process is treated well, and so the cost is a little more expensive. It's about on par with the awesome Coffee Club coffee from the Green Brothers, because again, they do the same sort of thing. But I just love really good fresh roasted coffee. Yeah, yum yum yum. Oh yeah, it was Mary. Okay, so I dragged Mary around in a sleeping bag when she was a little kid. Yeah. I think most pens are 3D, but they don't create in 3D, or at least not in an easily identifiable way. But I think what Mary's talking about are the 3D pens that are tiny little plastic extruders that you kind of become the printer head, and you can do stuff and cover gaps and maybe draw 3-dimensionally with them, kind of thing. I don't know. I've only seen them in Facebook videos. 8 o'clock bean. Oh, Scott, I don't know, man. Oh, at the very least. Okay. At the very least, I'm not a fan of 8 o'clock. I used to not mind the 8 o'clock beans, but again, I've just become quite a snob, and I'm just so bad. Every mirror you buy is used. That's true. You're not wrong. Yeah. So, and Dwayne agrees, not wrong. They're cool, but Anthony, who's my nephew, doesn't have the patience for it. Yeah, that's my concern too. I don't think I'd have the patience for it, and I'm just not that artistically skilled. You've seen my comic. I'm just not that great at that kind of a thing. Santiago, best coffees in the world. That's two things. Claiming to be one of the best coffees in the world, tall, but also you're in the right kind of area. Yeah, there are some coffee varietals, single origin. They're just amazing. I've had some amazing coffee in Mexico. I've had some horrible coffee in Mexico. But yeah, that's definitely there. It's not like you're going to get Michigan native coffee up here. That's for sure. So anyway, I did have what's the poop coffee, civet poop. Does it have a name other than that? It must have a name. But where they collect the beans from the civet poop? What is that? It's got to have a name other than civet. Maybe it's just civet coffee. But the civet weasel, they eat the beans and they collect them and then they roast them. I've had that. It was fine. It was fine. Japanese YouTuber that walks around repairing city structures with a 3D pen. See, I see those things. Oh, dang it. I thought I clicked on it. Yeah. See, I've seen videos of people with those 3D pens do a good job. But Mary, I fear that I would be like Anthony in that, I would make one blob and I'd be like, this isn't fun. Lewis, hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully you're going to be on awesome vacation somewhere. I will likely be here. Oh, yes, this is the one. This is it. Yes. And I did have it, and it was fine. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is so worth $35 a cup. To be clear, I didn't pay $35 either. A friend of mine had some and let me have a cup of it. It was fine. It was good coffee. It wasn't even the best coffee I've ever had. It certainly wasn't $35 a cup coffee. But yeah, it was fine. What do I chat about here? Where are we talking? Mason Peters, you have to let me know where you mean. Here, Sunday, it depends. Sometimes I usually, although the past 2 weeks have not been the case, I will go over the weekend assignment, but it's been a rough 2 weeks for me, worked on, day jobs, so I haven't had a weekend assignment. Usually how it goes is I'll chit chat about random crap and I get stuck down rabbit holes and I get easily distracted. Usually it's a nerdy conversation. Then I'll go over the the weekend assignment solution, and then I'll talk some more about just random nerdy stuff. And then I run out of time. And every time I'm like, oh man, I wish this was longer, because like right now there's 10 minutes left. And so that's pretty much the format. And we've kind of formed a group of regular people to get together and just chat, which is really fun for me. So yeah. And it's funny, I looked up at the chat and I saw Boris say this. I think it's a gimmick. And I know he's talking about the poop coffee, but I thought for a minute, wait, do people think that I live stream as a gimmick? Because I actually just like talking nerd stuff with like friendly people. Anyway. Yeah, it's, I did. I tried it. It was, again, it was good coffee. It wasn't amazing. And yeah, and Santiago, you are correct. I mean, the price is because it's expensive to collect, but I mean, maybe just don't. There are probably people who do like it enough. I mean, even just the niche market of people wanting to try it once, I guess, is probably enough for a person to have a lifetime career over, right? I mean, how long have they been doing it? For long enough, and I'm sure it's like still people want to try it. So, oh, okay, Mason. Sorry, I just saw your follow up here. Yes, so. Everything I say, there has to be an asterisk because I tend to get easily distracted on things. My main YouTube channel is usually about Linux stuff. And if the first video of mine that you saw was yesterday, my YouTube short, I'm so sorry. That may not be, I mean, that represents me, but not necessarily the kind of content that is always on my channel. Right now we're going through a Linux Plus series. I do have a secondary channel where there's no holds barred. I don't post there as much as I would like, but that's where random anything could be. And Dwayne answered too. Yeah, I mean, I've been making Linux training videos for a very long time. I used to work for CBT Nuggets as one of their trainers. I don't work for CBT Nuggets anymore. So now I'm making some training that I always have, but I'm just putting it on YouTube. Yeah, the other things, and thank you, Boris, for mentioning the Linux shorts. I did do those for a while. I kind of fell out of the habit. I should do them again. It's tough for me to come up with a topic that is worthy of making a short and then fitting something useful into 60 seconds. I hope to get better at that, because I do think that it's a medium that is only going to continue to get more and more popular. Mason, here, if you're still there, Mason, it's possible that you left, and I'm sorry if that's the case. But here, let me, SeanPowers.com. So if you go to my website, SeanPowers.com, just posted in the chat there, with the 0 for the O if it's not clickable, but I think it's clickable. There's other stuff that I do too. Like I have a comic, which I haven't done in quite a while, but what else do I do? I blog. I have a newsletter that I haven't updated. I have several podcasts that I participate in. I do a lot of weird stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's there. Glad you're still here, Mason. It didn't scare you off. Yeah, so if you check out my website, there's lots of links to stuff I do. Hold on. Thank you, Boris. Again, that's two kind things. I really enjoy teaching, and I enjoy teaching in what I try to make the least condescending way possible. I've always hated the trope of the experienced network or system administrator who keeps all their secrets to themselves and tries to make other people feel dumb. And I've always hated that. So I try to make everything as approachable as possible, because I mean, even the most complicated tech stuff is just complicated until you understand what it is. And then it's just, everyday stuff. So anyway, let's see. Do you know why Speech English didn't sell single courses? I do not. I have no venture to guess why they do what they do. And I don't know. Probably it's more profitable. That would be my only guess why they don't sell single courses. Is probably more profitable to have the subscription service. But I honestly don't know. I'm not a business person, as is very clear when I'm really bad at marketing myself. So anyway, so Scott, this is a thing. I have 5 minutes left of the live stream. So here's what I do. Whenever I approach a problem, I'll usually write terrible code, right? A bash script, I'll just whip it up together. And if I need to store data temporarily in something where, if you're familiar with what a Redis database is that the right word? Yes, Redis database. It's a non-SQL database. It's just basically a place to store data that you just need somewhere where you can retrieve it. Before I learned how to use Redis, I said, okay, I got to store this data like in between iterations of like checking something so often. So what I would do is I would just have bash create a text file with a value in it. And I would write that file to the /dev /shm dev shim. Is it dev shim? Oh, run shim. What is it? Oh my gosh. Dev shim. Yeah, it's dev shim. Yeah, it's dev shim. What was I thinking? Of course. Why did I doubt myself? Anyway, it's a RAM disk that exists on like every Linux computer, and I would just save the stuff in there, and it would go away if you rebooted the computer, but it didn't write to the hard drive, and I didn't have to worry about like just old data hanging around, and so I was telling somebody, and Scott's like, you should really need to make a video. So I will try to make a video about that. But the thing is, the trick to actually being a successful administrator who can use some code is to write horrible code that does what you need it to do. And then if it works, make that code better. Like a lot of the programs, I've written some huge programs for my day job, and they started out with little crappy bash scripts that saved like to a file in the var shim directory. And then now they're using a Redis database, and they have regular backups, and there's like redundancy, and I learned how to fork processes in PHP to make them more efficient. But at first it was just doing simple, poorly coded stuff and improving on it, because it's so much easier to improve on something than to try to invent something really good from the word go. Anyway, now that I got on my little rant, I'm behind. Sorry about that. There's a medical term for not sleeping and eating all night. It's called insomnia. Unfortunately, I'm prone to that as well at times. Although last night I didn't. Last night I got up and I just started. If I'm going to be honest, what I did, I installed Blue Iris on. I have a Windows computer now, which I had to use a Windows computer because I wanted to be able to use my Elgato capture card. It was a PCIe card, and it only works in Windows. So I'm like, fine, I got this computer. I installed Windows. And then while I did that, I'm like, I'll install Blue Iris too. And it turns out my key for Blue Iris is for version 4, and now Blue Iris is version 5. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But that's what I did when I couldn't sleep, is I installed stuff. Boris, talking about why CBT does that. It could be because of piracy. It could, although I don't know that it stopped piracy at all. You can still find my stuff on pirate sites from when I made. I think some of my stuff at CBT Nuggets is still in the active catalog, but all the stuff is everywhere. Pirated. My daughter's off to university in September to do a degree in cybersecurity and digital forensics. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I wish her well. That's an incredibly awesome field to go into, because it's going to only get more and more important. My goodness, cybersecurity is a scary thing for people like myself who are not great at it, but should be. I think that the first step is admitting that it's you can't know everything about it, but it's really good. And to have good people in cybersecurity is awesome. Like people who are motivated well, they just that's awesome. Kind people, basically. We need more kind people in the world. So I'm going to take the plunge and messed around with Linux, but never went too far. Maybe there's a sign. I'll tell you what, Mason, there is while the Linux Plus course I just started, if you go on my if you go on my YouTube channel to the playlist section, there's one called Linux Essentials. It's the perfect, and I'm not saying this because I made it. It's a perfect introduction to Linux, right? Linux can be scary at first, but it's a really easy entry level to see if you even like Linux. I think that's the thing that Linux Essentials is good for, is to see if it's something you're even interested in. So yeah, I encourage you to check that out. Yeah. And welcome, Mason. Everybody here's kind. If you only see my shorts, you don't even know the whole tagline, which I have to say in like 40 seconds because we're about done here. But everybody here is kind. That's it's our version of you must be this tall to ride this ride. Everybody here is really kind and friendly. So pay the monthly subscription. Will stop piracy. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what though, anything I make you can have for free because I put it on YouTube. And if I could just get the time and the motivation to get more things done. When I was at CBT Nuggets in my prime, I would do 2 videos every day. But in my defense, they were like, at that time, CBT Nuggets was doing shorter videos. So they were like 3 to 5 minutes. So, it was like a video or most of a video's worth of stuff every day. I just can't seem to get there now. Anyway, that's a thought. I don't know. You download their stuff. Yeah, they don't. I think CBT Nuggets is only subscription. Their apps will let you download it, kind of like Netflix does, where like it'll cache it to your local computer. But it's all DRM, I believe. Again, I really don't have a connection to CBT Nuggets anymore. It's not even a and I know we're out of time now. It's not a oh, Carol, great talking to you. Thank you for stopping by. It's nice to see people I know in Meat Space stop by. And Carol's also very kind and awesome, so she fits right in. They don't have CBT Nuggets doesn't have a royalty thing anymore, so it's not like I have any connection there at all anymore. I just don't know. I don't need to download just on demand, single courses. Yeah, unfortunately there's just no way to do that. Hello, videos for Linux Plus. Oh, you're very welcome. And I'm finishing up here. As soon as I catch up on comments, I'll go. So anybody who's like thinking that, why is he still talking? I'm just behind on comments. Start scripting over there. Reverse engineering stuff. Yes. That was another thing too, is get something that somebody else has written, like on GitHub, and change it. After a little while, you'll find that you just want to rewrite it from scratch, depending on the project. But the stuff you learn while you try to make somebody else's stuff do what you need, and then realize I could just rewrite this. You've already learned enough stuff to make that happen. So, and yeah, Mason, never too old to learn stuff. No, my goodness, I'm going to be 50 soon. I just realized that I'm 47. I thought I was 46, and my wife just reminded me recently. I think I complained about this last week. I'm 47. I'm going to be 48 this year, and I still learn things every day. So, play the guessing game of which Mason is which. Yes, that's true. There are 2 Masons, and now there's two Masons. That's really a problem. That is an awesome one to have. Which Mason? So anyway, the stream bite moose, the daylight saving time. It didn't start early for me, but it started early for half the world because time isn't real. Anyway, I guess I just finally caught up. I just love our little community here. Just get sappy. So I'm going to end because New Mason has just saw my silly video yesterday and stuck around for this live stream. So thank you. That was me in one of my silliest forms, I think. But anyway, learn everything, including Linux. But learn everything, do what you love, and most importantly, be kind. Thank you, everybody, for making my day that much better just by showing up and chatting with me. Yeah, I look forward to it. And maybe next week we'll have a weekend assignment. I'll do my best. I'm not making promises because I'll just, easily made, easily broken kind of thing. So anyway, yes, have a great day. Thanks again for everybody. I just want to keep reading comments and going on, but I'm going to end it now as soon as I figure out how to end the stream. And I don't know if Shane was here. Shane is normally here. He probably didn't realize the time change. And I don't ever remember. I've done so many platforms. Oh, this is how I do it. I'm going to end the stream now. Bye, everybody. Oh, and there's oh my goodness.